Alrighty, how's it going, everybody? I want to do another video. Thanks for tuning in and subscribing to the channel and the support. I really do appreciate it. We all know the protocols of hitting the bell. Whenever you get these videos, write some comments, hit the like button, and share the video. With all that being said, I want to give you my thoughts on Sam Ash music closing. And I wanted to talk about Guitar Center and, of course, Sweetwater, and there's other sources. You know, we got the internet, we got Reverb, there is Vintage King, and so forth. Now, I guess it really depends on where you're getting your gear, because I get a lot of my gear from pretty much all those places. I really liked the Sam Ash music store because it was more than just electronic equipment and keyboards and live gear that they sold. They dealt with a lot of musical instruments such as trumpets, trombones, violins. They dealt with a lot of basically, saxophones, and, you can get reeds and of course, they had bass guitars and electric guitars, but I really liked the way Sam Ash was laid out and spread out. I didn't like the cluttered feel like Guitar Center. Guitar Center's stores to me feel cluttered. There always seems to be, it just seems cluttered. When I used to go to Sam Ash, everything was more fixed. Like you had your guitar section, and it was nice and open. It's kind of like when Mars music used to be. Mars and Sam Ash were pretty similar in store, but Sam Ash I really liked that. Plus, I really liked I love the interaction of the customers. The employees, how they interact with the customers, and how they used to interact when I came in there, and they were super, super helpful and helped me getting what I needed. There was no pressure sales or, so forth. I just really liked it. It's a shame that Sam Ash went out of business, because to me, Sam Ash was the last of the good brick and mortar personal experience type of buying experience when it comes to buying gear. I find myself not really needing to go to Guitar Center as much as I used to. And here's the crazy part. As much as the stuff that Guitar Center has, and of course there's Musician's Friend, which is the online sister store to Guitar Center, is Musician's Friends. I really don't need a whole lot of what Guitar Center sells. They still have a lot of good gear in there, but everyone has their good or bad or mixed emotional feelings about shopping at Guitar Center. Most of all those stores, like between Sam Ash and Guitar Center, I've never had a bad experience. For the most part, I'm pretty, the employees are pretty helpful when I need to go into Guitar Center to get something, whether it's some cables or some guitar strings or whatever. Then there's sometimes as much stuff that Guitar Center has, and then there's sometimes they just don't have what I need. I do like buying stuff from Sweetwater, because you buy it online, they ship it. They always give you a little bag of candy whenever it comes in the package. Excuse me. Um, and of course, there's eBay and Reverb, and I've only had a couple of bad experiences with eBay, and I've only had a couple of bad experiences with Reverb. But I would say for the most part, I've had good experiences with Reverb. You know, the only downside to Reverb, eBay, and Sweetwater is you gotta wait for the stuff to come in the mail. And if you like me, I like to know what date that my stuff is gonna arrive, so I can be around. Because I don't like packages sitting on the porch for a very long period of time. So I try my best. Let's say Sweetwater's gonna ship it, and it's guaranteed to get to my house within 2 to 3 days, 2 to 3 business days. And I look at the tracking. For the most part, for FedEx, our FedEx can, they come anywhere from 9 in the morning to like 3 or 4 o'clock in the afternoon. You just don't know when they're gonna come, or if it's come by UPS. You just don't know what time they're gonna drop it. They've been pretty good for So if it's coming in the morning, I'm pretty much watching through my cameras. Oh, here come the FedEx or UPS truck or whatever. That way I can intercept the package and get it in the house, because I just don't like. I'm real leery, even though the neighborhood I'm in is really, really pretty darn safe. We don't have a lot of those problems with porch pirates and all that. But so I'm not going to be very long on this one. I just want your opinion and feedback and your experiences, and how do you like shopping? What's your preferred method? Because I've been to even pawn shops. Every night you go to a pawn shop, and there might be a piece of gear that someone pawned, and you're like, oh, they got one of them. Let me see if I can negotiate a deal on this. But for the most part, my stuff, either eBay, Reverb, it was Sam Ash, Every Blue Moon from Guitar Center, and of course there's Vintage King. But Vintage King, Sweetwater and Vintage Kings are on the top of the price. When it comes to the cost of gear, they're on the higher end. Excuse me, I must be sleepy. Yeah, I must be tired. So I think that Sweetwater can be a little pricey. And then there's, like for example, there is Z Sounds. I really like Z Sounds because you can actually buy stuff and pay monthly on it. That's also, and I'm talking about some really nice gear. But then, and also there's Thomann, which is European online, and I bought stuff from them, especially my Harley Benton basses from Thomann, because Thomann is always a lot cheaper than like Sweetwater, or for the same gear. Thomann is usually a lot cheaper in most instances than Sweetwater or even Vintage King. So you gotta kind of shop around for what deals you can get. So that's gonna do it. I just want to get this is my thought process of places I shop, and I'm always looking for bargains and deals. That's how I was able to get just pretty much everything that I got. I always look for bargains and deals. I.e. my console. People will never believe how much I paid for this console. People that's been watching the channel, they already know. But for the most part, people that are new, they'll never guess what I paid for this console. But that's one of those things where it's a deal. You're like, so your thoughts. Where do you like to shop? What are your thoughts on Sam Ash? Do you think Guitar Center is going to be around? I think financially, Guitar Center could be next. Because like I said, with Sweetwater and Z Sounds and Thomann, and of course there's Reverb, and also with eBay. I mean, I go online now to eBay and Sweetwater for cables now. I know, okay, I need a set of 15-foot TSR to XLR cables, and I just go to eBay. So and sometimes Sweetwater has accounts on eBay, so sometimes when you do that kind of search, it'll pop up, and it's coming from Sweetwater. But for the most part, that's where I get a lot of my cables, eBay. So, what are your thoughts? Do you think Guitar Center may be a choice? Because a lot of times when I go for, especially cables, they never have the cables I want. And I always usually have to go online. As far as preamps and gear, I'm always looking at Reverb, especially for preamps and EQs and keyboards and synthesizers and microphones. I always go on Reverb. And another place I like to shop is Z Sounds. I like to look on them. And of course there's Thomann, which is, you can get some excellent deal. Like my Harley Benton basses, Z Sounds, Thomann. Harley Benton is a brand of Thomann, but love my Harley Benton bass, especially my 6-string. So just, once again, I hated Sam Ash because they were my favorite place to go to, especially for things I need, like a keyboard stand or some guitar stands, or horn stands for my horns, stuff like that. Guitar Center, I just don't really feel cluttered to me. Like I said, I never had no bad experiences. I don't really go to Guitar Center as much as I used to. I used to go to Guitar Center a lot, but I don't go there as much like I used to anymore. I just look online, look at Sweetwater, look at Z Sounds, look at Thomann, look at Reverb to see what deals I can find. So that's going to do it. Let me get your thoughts on it, especially on the future of Guitar Center. Other than that, thanks for watching, y'all. Have a great one.